AB, too bad.
So Patrick headed to the pit lane and to the garage with a heavily damaged car. And this sets up an interesting situation. We're 15 laps from halfway, which is where I was going. And by the way, there are rain showers on the radar. So champion crew chief Andy Petrie, what do? You call your guy in here?
Yeah, I'm looking at this radar, Alan, and this is where it gets dicey.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
You know, you want to try to, if you think it's really imminent, you might want to stay out here, but you almost got to plan on another fuel run here. You see Jason Radcliffe trying to make that decision.
Well, they last pitted on lap 59. We're working lap 56. So, yes, they are coming. And we'll get the cycle through here. And, Doc, we're going to send it your way first.
Amazing. This could be the money stop here on lap 85, given the threatening weather. And Denny Hamlin, top of your screen, you see Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick in. Hamlin's car just a bit tight, still a tick tight, but critical to get him on and off pit road in a hurry in front of the other two. Jamie.
And Kyle Busch said he wants another round up on the track bar. He needs to free himself up. Also wants a windshield tear up because of the sprinkles. Let's go to Vince.
The 33 of Kevin Harvick making the track bar adjustment and also putting air pressure back in the right front. They're having a problem with the pit stop, and Kevin was very upset with the performance of the crew on the previous stop. So another slow stop for the 33.
There's the Nationwide Insurance race off pit road, and you can see, look at Harvick, drops 5 more spots because of a second bad pit stop. And he is not going to be a happy camper. Spent a lot of money bringing in new people, trying to improve that one key area. And you can see there's probably smoke coming out from underneath that helmet right now.
Marty, I am definitely on Kevin Harvick's side here. I mean, that's absolutely unacceptable.
You can see he's on the radio now. That is very frustrating to have a car as good as they've had and to make those kind of mistakes on pit road.
Okay, guys, I want to get you updated on some other people that are now off the track. Besides Danica, Kenny Wallace is behind the wall. So is Brian Keselowski. Kevin LePage is out. Danny O'Quinn is out. We needed to update you on those, but we've had so much action going on with the cycling through of pit stops. Earlier, Michael McDowell, he was 67 laps down, and he crashed again. Then Blunt, Green, Byers, Setzer, the first 4 out of the race. So that gives you an idea now you're caught up. And look at the fans. No matter what happens, they want to see what's happening to Danica Patrick and the 7 car. It looks like we won't see her again now behind the wheel for another 4 months until we go IndyCar racing.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. NASCAR Nationwide Series action presented by GoDaddy.com. Under caution here, an incident on the racetrack involving a couple of drivers, including Danica Patrick. And Danica, from your vantage point, what happened out there?
A car ahead of me was just going really slow, and I caught him down the front straight, and he was just going slow, so I went to go underneath him as he drifted up to the wall, and then he turned down in, and I guess I probably should have seen all the tape on the left rear bumper and said I probably shouldn't be on the left rear bumper. But sure enough, he turned down and took us both out. So what are you gonna do? You know, it's a real bummer because I was really hooked up out there after we got new tires back on it, and you know, we were probably one of the quicker cars on the track because we had just stickered up, and I felt good. And you know, Kevin Harvick was great actually, leading the race. He's telling me to go up high with him, so you know that was cool, and I was able to run up high and feel that line out because you know, because he was giving me the finger out the window. So you know, that's really cool to see that because the guy's leading the race and he's taking time to help me out. So, and the top line was good. So, and I kept trying to remember what he said before the race, being driving into the corner. So, I learned for sure. We had a good car. We really did. And I said that when, you know, earlier, we have a better car than where we qualified. And unfortunately, we just got caught in a bad situation with a driver that wasn't looking and probably a spotter that wasn't calling.
From a confidence standpoint, what does it do for you knowing that when they waved the green flag, you made a move and started passing people right away and moving up in the field?
Well, it's a departure from Fontana where I pretty much just let out of it, and because I didn't feel comfortable and I didn't feel like throwing it into the wall because I'm not a crasher. It felt good, you know, making passes from the beginning. The only little hiccup really was on that first restart, I think, when there was the line stopped up and I wasn't sure what the rules were about passing before the start-finish line, but I could have passed to the right, so I could have saved myself some spots there. But all in all, I mean, I was having fun out there, so it's just a shame that we got taken out.
We can't wait to get you back in June to have some more fun. Good luck to you in IndyCar.
Thank you.
Marty?
All right, Doc, and we want to make sure you understand the finger that she was referring to being pointed was come on up here on the high side, and the way that came out and the gesture wasn't quite seen by there it is, right there. Thanks, guys, in the tape room.
He's trying to motion her, say, hey, look, let's move up to the outside here. Follow me. You know, go up here on this outer lane. You can pick up some speed. I think he's really trying to help her here.
I was hoping that's what he was doing. Yeah, it really looks like it is, because he did it for so long. You're right, Andy. He kept pointing to the right-hand side. Get up here. Let's go.
Well, unfortunately for Kevin, though, his pit crew on the last 2 stops have really put him into a hole. He is now in 9th position. And it's just been a real challenge for them. And we mentioned the fact that they already have made changes before the season started. Let's go back and show you what happened on this last pit stop and watch this left front.
You see the crew come around here. Now, this is kind of getting old for Kevin. He's really kind of getting wearing thin on him, these pit stops. You see that the left front, they dropped lug nuts, and now the responsibility falls right here. That tire carrier should be helping this tire changer pick up these lug nuts. He's kind of left his wingman hanging, and this costs him a ton of time. See, if that tire carrier reaches down and puts those lug nuts on, they save a lot of time.
Every week, we have a bad pit stop. Tired of it. Like a bunch of idiots on pit road is what you look like.
Well, one problem you got right now is it's not only the pit stops costing him time, this is really bad for morale. Have bad pit stops, it's hurting Kevin's confidence and the confidence of the crew. So this kind of can compound itself.
Doesn't it feed on itself also, because now they feel the pressure. They know they've let him down twice, so now they're trying even harder. And the harder sometimes you try, the worse it gets.
Yeah, you see right here, they were equal with Carl Edwards, who had a 13-second stop. They were equal till they got around to the left side. That's where disaster struck.
So a lot of hard work out on the racetrack by Kevin Harvick has put him back in 9th place because of what's happening on pit road. And it's not going to be a fun team meeting.
Marty, you can't blame Kevin at this. So, I mean, if you've ever been to Kevin's operation, I've been there a couple times. It's a fantastic place. He puts his heart and soul into it. It's his own team. And he's got a rocket ship of a race car and a pit stop, something that he can't put his hands on to fix it.
Well, we will now have a total of 33 cars still out on the racetrack. Danica Patrick, of course, now out of this race with the damage. We gave you the list of the others. Let's reset it for you. It will be Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, Denny Hamlin, Brian Vickers, Greg Biffle, Brad Keselowski. That is your top 6 as they are coming through turns 3 and 4, getting ready for this restart. Just 9 laps from halfway. We had a total of 9 cars on the wave around. Try and get you Brendan Gaughan, Stenhouse, Howard, Nemechek, Townley, Buscher, Robert Richardson, Eflin, and Josh Wise. So got all that updated for you as we go back to green flag racing here at Las Vegas.
And we see them 4 wide back here. I'm not sure who jumped out of line. Looked like a couple of them before the start-finish line. Looks like they're going to black flag the 43 of Scott Legacy for passing to the right before the start-finish line.
And look at the battle for the race lead up front. Kyle Busch on the high side. Carl Edwards down low.
Got that big momentum on the top side of the racetrack we talk about all the time. And remember, these nationwide cars don't have near the power that the Cup guys do, and they like that top side, man. Keep them wound up.
Talk about liking the top side. Brian Vickers really works the top of the racetrack as good as anybody. Here he is now in 2nd spot. He's looking right at the back bumper of Kyle Busch.
And remember, this race last year, Vickers and Edwards both got a lap down late in the race. Let's move a little further back because here comes Kevin Harvick trying to get underneath the 11 of Scott. That is for position for 10th. Paul Menard right behind him. Trevor Bayne in the 99 right in front. That is 9th position. Justin Allgaier, that is also a spot for 8th. Stephen Wallace in front of that group in the 66 alongside of the 22 of Brad Keselowski. And again, Stephen looking for his 5th straight top 10 dating back to last year, Dave.
And Marty, it's amazing when race cars do what they were supposed to do. When he radioed in to crew chief Scott McDougall, he said, you know what, it was a little bit loose at the start, but it really came to me. That's exactly the way these cars work these days. A little free to begin with, hard to handle, but then they come to you as Brian Vickers goes for that spot on Carl Edwards. Steve Wallace's car did exactly what he wanted to. No changes on that stop for the 66.
And you saw Edwards go down below the white line. That is not out of bounds here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I want to make that clear.
Yeah, but it looked like it hurt his momentum. It looked like he had a little run on Brian Vickers, and when he got down there on that apron, it looked like it actually slowed him up a little bit.
Right now he's got side by side with Denny Hamlin, and there comes